Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into today's broadcast. WPSL Heartland Division matchup between the visiting FC Wichita and your Sunflower State FC Sunnies. Coming into this second game off a doubleheader, as Sunflower was in action last night over at Pembroke Hill against Oklahoma City FC, and will return to the pitch here today as they welcome in an FC Wichita team who is also looking to get off a bit of a bad run of form themselves, similarly to Sunflower here. The first of two-game series. The two teams will play today as well as down in Wichita on Wednesday, as both teams are coming in here further down in the table than they would like and have an opportunity today to try and right the ship, as we'll bring to you the starting lineups here before we get the teams and the national anthem and get kickoff underway. We'll start with the visiting FC Wichita with their head coach Blake Shoemaker. Starting for the visitors in goal, number 1, Hadley Ostrander. She will be joined in defense by number 7, Mariana Andrade, number 8, Marianne Soro, number 22, Angelina Gomez, number 26, Paige Putter. Midfield will be comprised of number 11, London Soto, number 21, Maddie Spears, and number 24, Jimena Rios. And up top for the visitors will be number 10, Darby Howard, and number 15, Sydney Hansen. And for the Sunnies, led, of course, by Coach Jose Ramos, in goal for the Sunnies, number 99, Hannah McFarlane. She will be joined at the back by number 22, Amelia Zalesio, number 24, Momoka Kinoshita, and number 25, Elijah Lidstrom. The wingbacks will be comprised of number 4, Natalie Jones, and number 7, Laura Torres, with the interior midfield being comprised of number 8, Jules Wardlaw, number 18, Alexis Mitchell, and number 21, Delphina Zalesio. Up top for the Sunnies is number 9, Genevieve Hull, and number 10, Tata Teixeira. Coming into this game, Sunflower is currently sitting in 6th in the Heartland Division, having dropped the opening 4 games of the season, but coming off of a game last night against the first place team, Oklahoma City FC, where the Sunnies dropped a heartbreaker 3-2 in the last minute. FC Wichita coming into this game sitting in 4th with a 1-4-0 record. However, they have dropped their last 3 games as well. So plenty to play for here today in the first of these back-to-back games between Sunflower and Wichita. And we will bring you the action here just on the other side of the presentation of lineups and our national anthem. So stick with us here for 90 minutes of exciting Sunflower soccer. Sunflower State FC broadcast of tonight's WPSL Heartland Division matchup between FC Wichita and Sunflower State FC here at Mid-American Nazarene University in Olathe, Kansas. Sunflower State coming into this game off of the back of a heartbreaking defeat last night over at Pembroke to Oklahoma City FC 3-2 after Oklahoma City went up 2-0, and Sunflower showed incredible grit and determination to get themselves back into the game after goals from Maddie Lallman, who got in the end of a long ball and was able to put the keeper under enough pressure to make a mistake, and she was able to slot the ball home from a tight angle. And then a golazo from Tata Teixeira from a right-footed shot at the top of the box off of a short corner where she was able to pirouette in, pirouette out, get the ball to her right foot, and just curl it into the back post to give Sunflower a chance to get their first points of the season. But heartbreakingly, an 87th minute winner for Oklahoma City saw Sunflower drop the game here, but a great opportunity to end the weekend here in better spirits as they have an opportunity to take on an FC Wichita side that comes in on their own bad run of form here, having dropped their last 3 games to Oklahoma City FC in 2 of those, as well as a 3-0 defeat to Union KC. So 2 teams not sitting exactly where they like on the table and coming in here on a Sunday evening with a lot to prove and an opportunity to try to set the stage for the latter half of this season as we have both teams taking the field here. Sunflower will attack left to right in their changed white and blue kits, and the visitors in their all reds going right to left. The referee gets the ready check from everyone and gets us underway here. Alessio will start on the ball, the young UMKC defender. Out to Kinoshita. Kinoshita looking to combine with Torres, whose flick on will only find Andrade. Wichita will go back to try to restart here. Great ball out wide, almost able to find Sydney Hansen, the Johnson County Cavalier, but her touch just escapes her off the pitch. And Sunflower will restart here with a throw in here as Zalesio is on the ball. Zalesio looking for options. Dinks it forward towards Hull, but just unable to find Genevieve Hull. As Wichita gets us back underway here, Tata able to apply some pressure, and Sunflower almost able to turn the ball over here as Wichita comes out of that pressure with Maddie Spires. Now another ball attempting to find Hansen is turned over here. Sunflower look to break as Genevieve Hull is playing behind here. Hull with 1 to beat, but a great bit of covering play by Marianne Soro, the 16-year-old, showing that she's up for the challenge here so far this evening. As Sunflower get it back into Zalesio. Zalesio finds Lidstrom. Lidstrom looks to slip in Tata, and the ball just runs in between both the run of Tata Teixeira as well as Delfina Zalesio, the UMKC Roo, who had made a nice run forward from her center attacking mid position. And a good early sign for Sunflower is they've had a couple of opportunities just to break that back line of FC Wichita, and there's plenty of pace up top between Hull and Tata for their midfielders to exploit. As another long ball here is cut out by Mitchell, but only as far as Wichita, who is able to keep possession out on the sideline under pressure, and this will be Gomez. Pressured by Hull, Gomez will go back to Ostrander, who's just forced to play it out as she was under some pressure there from Tata. Sunflower looking to apply pressure early up the pitch, try to force a mistake from the goalkeeper or defenders and see if they can get on the ball and transition quickly as they try to work the ball at the top of the box with Wardlaw. And eventually Laura Torres will Earn a throw in for Sunflower on the far side. Takes it to Zalesio, who has time and space. This is Delfina. Finds Lidstrom. Lidstrom combines with her teammate here at MNU, Tata, but the ball taken off of them by Soro. Now, a nice bit of play there by Soto, almost able to get the ball back out wide. And this will be Spires trying again. Spires finds Hansen, who's forced back. And so far, no path forward through this Sunflower defense for FC Wichita as they give the ball away again here to Zalesio. This is going to be Wardlaw on the ball here looking for options. Jules hits it forward to Alexis Mitchell, whose pass just is not able to slide through to Hull, who had made a nice run forward there. And Lidstrom will immediately win possession back for Sunflower again. As Lara Torres is taken down, this will be a free kick for Sunflower in a really good position. They go quickly here with Zalesio, who gets into Hull, who just has her first touch go a little bit too far, but she's able to do a wonderful job there to still win a corner for Sunflower there, as that opportunity looked like it might have just gone by. But great bit of play there from the UMKC forward, Genevieve Hull, to still earn the team an opportunity here to threaten goal with a corner kick from Tata Teixeira out on the far side. Ball comes into the back post, headed by Mitchell, and just unable to direct that goal bound, but a great floated, lofted ball there towards the back post. And it was Alexis Mitchell, the former Aalborg United player over in Denmark, who was able to get her head on the ball, but she couldn't steer it towards the goal on that occasion. But another good opportunity for Sunflower early as they look to try and get their name on the score sheet first and not have to try and chase this game and conserve some energy, with many of these players having just played a full game yesterday. Is another turnover here for Sunflower in the midfield. And Delfina will find Amelia Zalesio. So for a bit disjointed in possession from FC Wichita, who's looking to really kind of get their foothold in the game here, as it's been Sunflower with the lion's share of the possession. And Kinoshita is able to play Laura Torres out wide, but that will be last off the MNU wing back and be a throw in here for FC Wichita, who goes quickly. Headed away to be a foul after the header there, as Lara Torres put her body on the line. And Tata will find Zalesio in space out on the right-hand side. Zalesio with options in front isn't able to get it beyond Soto, and now FC Wichita looks to break with Kirshen. Kirshen tries to combine with Darby Howard, who is tripped from behind, and now it'll be FC Wichita with a free kick in a promising position about 35 yards out from Hannah McFarland and the Sunflower goal. It's Paige Putter, the Friends University defender, stands over this ball. Two in the wall for Sunflower as the masses congregate at the back post. And we'll see if Putter has her eyes on goal. Shot comes in right into the waiting arms of Hannah McFarland, but early shot on goal here for FC Wichita, as Putter was always going to be in a tough position there to try and score from that distance, but can't win the raffle if you don't buy a ticket, as they say. So a good early chance as Lidstrom spins in between two and gets it out. Now gets it back from Tata. Elijah Lidstrom with some space here. Ball over the top here, looking for the run of Natalie Jones. Jones putting pressure on Soro. Soro able to get it out, but only as far as Genevieve Hull, who cuts past one. Right-footed shot into the waiting arms of Hadley Ostrander, as Sunflower almost had an opportunity there to find themselves up 1-0 with a turnover forced, as they were able to put a lot of pressure on Marianne Soro, the young defender, and Hull able to get a shot away, but not enough power to trouble Ostrander in goal. And now FC Wichita looks to break here with Rios. Able to keep it in is Hansen on the right-hand side. Hansen double teamed. And Torres will take it off of her and eventually usher it out for a sunflower goal kick. Good bit of team defending there from Lara Torres and Momoka Kinoshita as they combined out on that left-hand side to shut down Sydney Hansen, a dangerous forward who plays just down the road at Johnson County Community College. Kinoshita pushes forward here and finds Torres. Torres inside. Finds Zalesio, who combines with Tata, who's dropped in to try and get involved. Tata early ball over the top here, looking for the run of Natalie Jones. Jones in a battle here, able to get around one. And just unable to get the ball off of Soro, who does wonderfully there to stay composed and not just take the ball off of the Sunflower player, but also retain possession there. And it's mostly been this right-hand side so far for Sunflower that the attack is flowing down, and that's putting a lot of pressure on a young defender here for FC Wichita, but so far you have to give a lot of credit to Soro, who's been up to the challenge. Zalesio able to turn in space. Delfina Zalesio combining with Mitchell, who just tries to stab it through to Tata, but now it'll be Hole in the box, right-footed shot blocked just as she goes to get it away, but Jones is able to keep it for Sunflower. Tries to cut in, but it'll trickle out of bounds off of the leg of Charlie Kirshen. And it'll be a Sunflower corner on this near side, but another half opportunity there for Hull, who has found herself in a couple of nice spaces in the box, but unable to get a clean shot off on that occasion. And we will instead have El Delfina Zalesio corner from the near side. The ball comes in, driven low, finds the feet of Lidstrom, but it's turned away. Lidstrom's second effort is not going to be able to find the goal-bound target, but a great bit of creativity there from Sunflower as they take that corner kick along the ground, and it was Elijah Lidstrom who was able to get free on the run to that, put it down onto a low shot onto the near post, but a good job by the FC Wichita defenders to help their goalkeeper out and get that blocked off the line. As Wichita's put under pressure here again by Laura Torres in the corner. Torres and Kirshen, as Kirshen does nicely to wriggle out, and eventually the ball will break here to Rios. Rios driving forward. Rios trying to combine with Hansen, who turns it over here, and now Sunflower will look to break here, coming down this right-hand side again, and they find the feet of Tata. And eventually Zalesio will calm it for the Sunnies. Slips through into Lidstrom, who continues on to Kinoshita. Kinoshita able to find Wardlaw in some space, who goes out wide looking for Jones, but headed just over her head by Kirshen. It'll instead be a Sunflower throw-in as they continue to look to attack this right-hand side. Tata able to retain the ball. Finds Zalesio. Back to Tata. Tata in to Lidstrom. Lidstrom to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to find Hole, but just not enough pace on that left-footed pass. But Sunflower will immediately win the ball back here and look to go again as Kinoshita tries to slip in Hole, but run hadn't quite started yet by the time the Indian Hills center back found herself ready to pass it. And instead, Ostrander will get us restarted here with a long ball forward here. Kinoshita's ball finds Mitchell, who's able to take it down, but her touch just runs into Rios. Hansen double teamed again out on that flank, is able to get past 1, 2, but not the third, as Elijah Lidstrom had strolled over to help her defensive mates. And here's Howard on the ball. Howard tries to cross it in, and that'll go off of a Sunflower leg and be out for an FC Wichita corner kick over on this far hand side. They will try their effort at a set piece, and it'll be London Soto, the Southern Illinois midfielder, to take. Wichita goes short. It'll be turned over here. Sunflower now has an opportunity to break, but the ball for Torres just a little too far in front of her, but she takes it off of Soto and keeps going. Torres now trying to play in Genevieve Hull. The Hull is a big ask there to try to get on the end of that one, and Lidstrom will find Torres, who finds Alessio. Delfina still going. And able to put enough pressure on Angelina Gomez as Sunflower will make their first change of the day here, and Laura Torres will get a break, and that'll be Luna Etienne coming into the game. As Lidstrom able to take in possession pass one, finds the feet of Hull here at the top of the box. Hull tries a reverse slip pass into Zalesio, and it now does fall to Zalesio. Zalesio's shot, goal! Delfina Zalesio opens the scoring for the Sunnies here as the attempted pass through to her was denied, but a fortuitous bounce for the Sunnies, and the ball still lands at the feet of the young UMKC Rue, who makes no mistake and puts a right-footed shot into the back corner of the goal and gives the Sunnies a 1-0 lead here over FC Wichita in the 15th minute. And just the kind of start you want from Sunflower, coming off of a heartbreaking loss last night where they had to claw back into the game to get themselves on the scoreboard first today and give themselves an opportunity to play this game on their terms, especially as we talked about earlier with some tired legs, as most of the players out on the pitch here played and started last night as well. So love to see Sunflower coming out here being the driving engine of how this game is played, with the lion's share of the possession, the lion's share of the great chances, and now an opportunity as FC Wichita tries to chase a goal here to put themselves in a really comfortable position. And Zalesio, whose sister scored the goal, will get out to Kinoshita, goes back to McFarland. Long ball over top here, looking for the run of Natalie Jones, but a good sliding intervention. And eventually, Kirshen plays it out for a Sunflower throw. And now Wichita has a chance to break here with numbers. This is Sydney Hansen on the ball. Sydney Hansen tries to play Rios out wide, but not enough angle on that ball. And it'll be collected by Hannah McFarland for Sunflower, who look to break forward on their own. As now the ball finds Lidstrom, combines with Tata. Elijah finds Kinoshita, who slips it in nicely to Wardlaw. Wardlaw able to squeeze between two FC Wichita defenders, but not able to keep that ball. As nice job out on the wing by Angelina Gomez to retain possession. This will be Soro. Soro looks to switch, has putter. Andrade in a battle on the outside there with Etienne, who had just come on for her first action, and now it'll be the visitors who make their first change, with Sydney Hansen going to grab a breather. And Mackenzie Jordan, the Northwest Missouri State forward, giving her a spell, as now Tata tries to slide it through there to Zalesio, but blasted away by putter. Lidstrom gets it out to Zalesio, who comes forward into space. Zalesio out on this right-hand side. Still on it. Amelia Zalesio looking for options in front. Tries to play in hole, but just unable to find the feet of her sister Delphina. And now great work by Jules Wardlaw out on the left-hand side, able to get possession back to to Sunflower immediately here as they try to break through the center of this FC Wichita defense. But FC Wichita doing a really nice job directing everything out wide. Is now Kirshen tries to find an outlet, but it'll be Sunflower immediately regaining possession here as we close in on 20 minutes played here in the first half. Lidstrom scanning for options. Now ball over the top, trying to find hole, but it's cut out nicely by Andrade, and hole might have been in an offside position there, but said Sunflower will get to recycle possession out to the right-hand side now and try the attack again with Zalesio. Lidstrom does well under pressure to keep possession. And now back on the ball is the MNU defender. Great touch in there by Etienne. Will eventually find the feet of Tata. Tata in tight spaces here, but always a favorite to keep the ball as Tata wriggles past 1-2. Now ball chipped in here by Alexis Mitchell looking for the run of Zalesio. Zalesio is going to be able to bring it down. Right-footed cross to the back post is going to find Etienne. Etienne looking for options, unable to get past the challenge there of Andrade, who does well to deny the Mid-American Nazarene midfielder, but now a turnover will get the ball to Luna Etienne in space. Etienne able to get past one, measures up a shot from distance, but it deflects off of the defender and instead will be at the feet of Alexis Mitchell here, who has her opportunity to come forward on her own. Taken down, but no foul. Referee says play on, and Soro will come forward here. Her initial pass forward is denied, but comes back to Spires as we have a host of substitutions being prepared to make, and now a late challenge from Wardlaw will see her go into the referee's book. In the 21st minute here is Jules Wardlaw, the Washburn midfielder, earns the first booking of the game for a lunging tackle. A host of changes made for Sunflower as Amina Arnaud, Kaya Day have joined the defense. Zalesio does well there under pressure to retain the ball. Now it's hit forward here looking for Wallman, who got herself on the score sheet last night as she has entered that front line alongside Cannon Ozaki, the Arizona Western forward, as now Lallman giving chase here. Lallman going to get first of that ball here, now looking for options. Tries to cut back inside, but good defending by Soro again, who had tracked all the way back there. Now the ball's hoofed forward here, looking for Mackenzie Jordan, who's putting pressure under Kinoshita. Kinoshita giving up size, but does really well to use her body there to stay in between the defender and the ball. And the ball will find its way to Akaya Day, who goes long here looking for the run of Ozaki. Ozaki's going to get onto it. Cannon Ozaki, right-footed shot is blocked in the box on a sliding challenge from Paige Putter as the Sunflower forward had thought she got just enough space there to get a right-footed shot off as she was able to get on the end of that long ball. But now Ozaki on the ball here, finds Arnaud. Amina Arnaud, left-footed cross into the center of the box, just over the head of Maddie Lallman and into the waiting arms of the keeper, who goes quickly here. But Sunflower able to apply pressure and win the ball back right away. Referee says clean play, play on. Dinked over there looking for the run of Zalesio, but it's just behind her. As Sunflower, as soon as they win possession back, are just immediately looking to get that ball into the dangerous areas. First time is now Wardlaw breaks on this right-hand side. Jules Wardlaw tries to go past Soro, who does well in another tough ask of a one-on-one defending situation. It'll be a throw in for Sunflower here on the near side, right after Marianne Soro heads over to grab her first respite of the game. Ozaki and Arnaud combine. Ozaki with space, left-footed cross towards the back stick is turned away here. Now this will be a break forward here by London Soto, who just rejoined the action. Soto driving forward here in a battle with Mitchell. And her ball just eludes the touch of Darby Howard. And the ball will find its way out wide to Kirshen, who just wasn't quite on the same page as Andrade, who had stopped to come check back to the ball. And here's Andrade. Kaya Day in a battle with Darby Howard there does well to usher that ball out for a throw-in. Now Lidstrom with time to collect finds the feet of McFarland. McFarland again, who was tested early with that long distance effort by putter, but hasn't really been called into action too much since then, as now a ball forward here tries to find Zalesio, but deflects out instead for a throw-in. Zalesio had found a nice pocket of space there on that left-hand side. Now this will be Lallman battling. And Maddie Lallman, who plays right here at Mid-American Nazarene, always a willing runner, doing the thankless job up top, chasing down every ball. And now a chance here to break forward with Sunflower is Mitchell on the ball. Mitchell going to play that over, looking for the run of the aforementioned Lallman. Lallman, left-footed shot is blocked by Gomez. But her ball out is only going to go as far as Zalesio now with an opportunity to shoot. Zalesio skips past one, tries to get past two, just able to keep it in. Right-footed shot back across, finds Cannon Ozaki, whose header is blocked in front of the goal. Now Mitchell out wide to Etienne. And Luna looks for options. Tries to slide it back, but doesn't quite get enough pace on it. And now a slip there from the FC Wichita defender. But it looks like both of them are okay here. Now an opportunity for FC Wichita to break forward here with London Soto on the ball. Soto looking for red jerseys in front of her. Has it blocked by Kaya Day, but Spears will keep possession all the way out to Hansen. Early cross comes in, and that'll be catching practice for Hannah McFarland in goal. And Sunflower will have an opportunity here to regain possession and set up their shape here in a way that has been very effective so far in this game today, as they've controlled it for large portions here with Zalesio on the ball. Nice line-breaking pass from Lidstrom, who stabs it out here to Arnaud, who does well. Amina Arnaud keeps it to Akaya Day. Day slides it through here, looking for the run of Mitchell. Mitchell, first-time ball, trying to play in Delfina Zalesio, but it's turned out for another throw-in here, and Sunflower will make a sub with Elijah Lidstrom heading over to the sideline. That'll be the other Zalesio sister coming back in defense. As Mitchell hits it out for a throw in deep on the near hand side. Arnaud in the box here. Gets it onto her left foot. Tries to hit it on the near post and almost redirected there by Zalesio, who had darted to the near post. It was a shot from Ozaki, but almost able to combine with the teammate to really trouble Ostrander, who was wise to it. Now Emilio Zalesio finds Kinoshita. Zalesio into Lallman. Lallman finds the feet of Mitchell, who returns it back to Lallman. Lallman with options in the middle. It's a foot race. And it'll be won by Angelina Gomez, the Fort Hays State defender, who did well to get across and cover for her fellow center back there, as Maddie Lallman had made another one of those patented long runs forward there. And FC Wichita will make a change themselves. It'll be Mariana Andrade that heads over to the sideline. Arnaud on the ball. Amina looks for options. Left-footed cross towards the top of the box is taken down by Alexis Mitchell, but Sunflower will need Ozaki to win possession, and now she gets back on the ball here, but her attempted ball goes between Wardlaw and Mitchell. And Sunflower will win a throw. Taken quickly here by Etienne, finds the feet of Delfina Zalesio. Zalesio turns forward, looking for options, gets the Wardlaw on the ball. Wardlaw's right-footed shot's blocked. Ozaki on the ball now. Left-footed shot from distance is going to always be wide of the goaltender there, but you can really see the intent behind Sunflower's attack here. Is there's no wasted opportunities here. As soon as they get on the ball, they are looking for either that decisive pass right away, or they are looking for that half space to just get a shot off. And you have to commend FC Wichita's defending so far, as they've blocked a lot of those shots. But if Sunflower is able to keep finding those positions and keep taking shots, you would expect eventually for Ostrander to really be tested in goal. Great play there by Amelia Zalesio, who combines with her sister now. And now Zalesio in space. Right-footed cross comes in, finds the feet of Delfina. Delfina left shot is there going to be deflected off of two different FC Wichita players and out, thankfully, from their perspective, for just a corner kick, as that ball could have gone anywhere as it pinballed around inside the 6-yard box off of red jersey after red jersey. But a great bit of play there, as both Zalesio sisters bombed forward there and combined on a couple of 1-2s to eventually get into a great shooting opportunity. And you have to say, it looks like Sunflower is the more likely of the two teams here to get the next goal, as Arnaud right-footed cross comes in. She'll recollect here with an opportunity to play it in again. Arnaud cuts in, left-footed cross comes in this time, finds at the back post to Mitchell, who turns it wide, but the flag had gone up here on the near side for offside anyway, so it would not have counted had the former Allberg midfielder turned that goal bound. Jordan unable to keep that in on the far side for FC Wichita, and now the Sunnies will look to restart here. Zalesio on the ball with time and space. Surveys options in front of her, as the Sunflower midfield does a nice job rotating here, trying to confuse FC Wichita. Great back heel from Zalesio, finds Wardlaw in space. Wardlaw back to Zalesio. Zalesio tries to get cut twice. Right-footed shot from Wardlaw, blocked again. Wardlaw able to go to ground, gets the ball to Lallman. Back to Wardlaw. and just chaos in the FC Wichita box will eventually lead to a safe goal kick for Wichita, but Sunflower is just applying relentless pressure at the top of the box and forcing turnovers. And between the amount of shots that have been blocked or just the amount of half chances that the space is closed right at the time of the shot, you would say Sunflower has had ample opportunity here to try and double their lead. But as much as you would like to see one of those chances lead to another goal, you have to appreciate the fact that these chances are coming and that Sunflower is giving themselves a good opportunity here. As Etienne does a nice job here to turn the ball over, but a little bit too much action there with the arms, and a foul is called by tonight's referee here for a FC Wichita free kick on the far side as we hit 35 minutes played here at Pioneer Field on the campus of Mid-America Nazarene University. Sun has made its way out for now, and the rain seems to have subsided, but it's definitely still a hot and muggy day here in Olathe, Kansas. That ball is going to be too far for Charlie Kirshen to try and catch up to, and Sunflower will try to restart here with Zalesio under pressure here, pulled back by Darby Howard, who's going to go into the book herself here. Darby Howard, the Johnson County Community College Cavalier, taking a yellow card there as she thought for a second she might have had an opportunity to break, but good bit of play by Zalesio to stay in between her and the ball and draw the frustration booking. And now Kinoshita has time and space. Kinoshita forward to Zalesio, who backheels it, trying to find Kaya Day, but she wasn't quite wise to that, or Wardlaw, my apologies. There's a nice ball out wide, able to find Mackenzie Jordan, who keeps it in, but can't keep possession for FC Wichita. And now Sunflower looks to go again, and turnover here by Akaya Day. Soto in between three Sunnies. It'll be Hamina Day, Hamina Arnaud, who comes out with the ball here. Akaya Day and Amelia Zalesio do well to defend. And now this will be Delfina Zalesio coming forward here. Long ball looking for the run of Lawman. Lawman able to keep that in here. Looks up for options. Left-footed cross in. Going to make all the way through the top of the box here to Delfina, who hits it off the crossbar. But unfortunately, the football version. And it'll be a goal kick here for FC Wichita. And Sunflower will make a couple of changes with Delfina Zalesio and Jules Wardlaw heading to the bench to be replaced by Tata and Laura Torres. As Torres will take up the right wing back position and push Hamina Arnaud forward, the Northwest Missouri Stater. Kirshen on the ball here, has some space to drive forward. Charlie Kirshen looking for the run of Darby Howard. It's now turned over here by Arnaud in that advanced area here, but good bit of play. Will win the ball back for FC Wichita now as Hansen slides past two. An early ball almost gets all the way through there as Kinoshita did a nice job to read that. And now it'll be Luna Etienne here who charges forward past a couple, but just unable to get past the last line of defense. And now Tata combines with Arnaud, who tries to slip that through to Mitchell. Now it'll be Hansen driving forward here. Hansen trying to slide in Howard. Howard with the best foray forward here for FC Wichita, and that'll be deflected out off of Akaya Day for another FC Wichita corner kick, this time from this near side. But that was the best foray forward for FC Wichita here in quite some time, as they were able to combine some nice passes between Howard and Soto to eventually get that deflected shot to earn a corner kick and give them a chance to try and draw level 7 minutes before half. Right-footed in-swinger. Ball played in low. Doesn't challenge the Sunflower goal there, as they'll watch that go behind for a goal kick. Ball floated here. Halfway looking for the run of Ozaki, who able to put enough pressure there that Sunflower comes away with a throw in here. Now Akaya Day on the ball. Arnaud able to turn. Arnaud looking for help, finds the feet of Mitchell. Mitchell's flied forward here looking for the run of Laura Torres, but great proactive goalkeeping from Hadley Ostrander, the Fort Hays State Tiger, able to get off her line quickly and slide out and smother that before Torres or Ozaki was able to get there for Sunflower. And her ball forward here will be brought down by Laura Torres, who does nice to battle with Soto. So far, the passes in the midfield have been just a touch loose by both squads here, and it's really been a matter of the second ball trying to be won. Sunflower's done a nice job so far today, being the winners of most of those second balls, as both Maddie Spires and Amina Rios head to the sideline to grab an early halftime break. Rios, the youngster, only 14 years old, but showing she belongs out on the pitch with a lot of these collegiate athletes. The ball looped forward here, looking for the run now of Sydney Hansen on the back post, but Hansen not able to bring that ball under control, keep it on the pitch. And instead, McFarland will get us restarted here. Finds Alessio. Now a break here for Hansen, who picks up the ball, finds the feet of Kirshen. Kirshen's ball out wide will eventually find the feet of Mackenzie Jordan, who takes a speculative effort from distance, but was always going far and wide. McFarland in goal. Kinoshita out to Etienne. Luna does nice to beat one, beat two, finds Arnaud into some space here. I mean, Arnaud looking forward, has a run from Laura Torres over the outside here. It's giving chase to this. Will she be able to keep it in? No, that's just a little bit too much pace on the ball there from Amina Arnaud, as she tried to find that diagonal run from Laura Torres in that wingback position just over the outside shoulder of the FC Wichita center back, but an encouraging sign for Sunflower is there is space there to be exploited if they can just pick the right combination of pace on the pass and the timing of the run. And Ostrander goes long, only finds Lallman, and the ball eventually breaks here to Alexis Mitchell, who will play Maddie Lallman in and let her give chase. Lallman brings it under control and finds the feet of Luna Etienne. Sunflower will recycle and look to try again from the other side here as Zalesio comes forward. Zalesio tries to find Tata there, but well read by Putter. And now Etienne will pick the ball up and cut inside here. Luna Etienne looking for options. Tries to play in Kanan Ozaki, but it's just behind the Arizona Western forward. And now ball chipped through here. Finds Ozaki in the box. Ozaki to Mitchell. Mitchell tries to go left-footed to Lawman, but now Tata able to wriggle past one. Tata slides it into Lawman. Lawman, who was just offside, has her right-footed shot. Never make it to the inside of the post, but another opportunity there for Sunflower as they are getting free and winning these duels in the midfield, winning these second balls, or just being a little bit more tenacious in those tackles. As you saw, Tata there was able to come out of a challenge with 2 FC Wichita players and still retain possession. And as soon as Tata gets out of that jam, she's looking up, immediately trying to identify which one of her teammates is making that decisive run. That time it was Maddie Lallman, and the slide pass was a little bit too far in front of her, and she had gone just a fraction too soon with the flag up. But another promising opportunity there for Sunflower, who were making the most of these opportunities as they're forcing turnovers. Arnaud stabs it forward here, looking for Ozaki, whose header goes a little bit beyond the Sunflower forward. And now Tata will hit this forward here, finding the feet of Alexis Mitchell. Mitchell out to Etienne, who loops it over, looking for the run of Ozaki. Ozaki tries to get it around Putter, but good defending from the Friends University stalwart, who wears the armband for FC Wichita. And the flag had gone up on this near side against Ozaki, who had just strayed beyond the back line. As the clock reads 45, and we await to see how much time our official today wants to play. The ball hoofed forward there, looking for Darby Howard, but it'll find the waiting feet of Amelia Zalesio, who now comes forward here and finds the feet of Tata with the ability to turn. Tata in space. Goes forward here for Torres. Torres back to Tata. Tata in space here. Goes in, cuts past one, right-footed shot, goes to the back post, just past the late run there of Alexis Mitchell, who looked like at first she didn't think that was the best run to make, and it started to come inside right as Tata went outside of her defender again, and then Mitchell unable to regain that angle to get in front of the ball in the back post. But you see the burst and the pure explosion of acceleration that Tata has in that midfield that is just so hard for defenders to deal with, because the moment she gets you to take a false step, she's 3 steps away from you. And when you add in her ability to play the ball and her ability to strike the ball like we saw in her goal last night, you see why she has been such an important player for Sunflower for such a long time here. As FC Wichita tries to come forward here with Darby Howard in the dying moments of the first half, but nice job by Sunflower collectively to shepherd her off, and the referee will blow the whistle here for halftime at Mid-American Nazarene here, as your Sunflower State FC leads FC Wichita by a score of 1-0 on a 15th minute goal scored by Delfina Zalesio. The young UMKC starlet was the recipient of a deflected ball that fell to her feet at the top of the box, and she made no mistake shifting it onto her right foot and bending that into the back post, giving Ostrander no chance in goal. And Sunflower will go into the half here with their first lead of the season and give Coach Jose Ramos a lot to talk about here, as the mission now is just to hold on to this and maybe try to come out and continue to exploit these spaces and get that second goal and allow themselves to see this game out here and conserve some energy. But a lot to play for here in the final 45. We will see you on the other end of this break. It's been Tyler Kalmus here on the call, and we'll see you for 45 more minutes of Sunflower action back here shortly.
My name's Salvatore Sesti. I'm joined by Cooper Forcellini, a professional soccer player from Kansas City, national youth champion with Sporting Blue Valley, a four-year starter in the NCAA Division I soccer with both Bellarmine University and with Xavier, where the latter he earned the Big East first team. And then he was also a captain for Sunflower State FC, which past year he was drafted number 43 overall to St. Louis City, and is our first Sunflower State player to be drafted to the MLS. Cooper, welcome. Welcome to the Bike Stop.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well.
First of all, we're really proud of you, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we're of everything that you've accomplished and everything that you've done for Sunflower State, we're just thankful, right?
Yeah.
So, if you could talk a little bit about, like, what this last couple months have been like for you.
It's been a difficult, but like nice, encouraging transition.
Mm-hmm.
It's always tough to step out of your comfort zone, but it obviously will help you in the long run. So yeah, my time at Xavier was under like great staff, great teammates. Just had great people around me, so super grateful for them. So then I make the jump to St. Louis, and it's been great.
For those of us that don't know, what is it like to be drafted?
It's surreal. It's a great feeling. Obviously, it's one of my goals that I've had for a long time.
Obviously, this is a Sunflower State production.
Yeah.
How did you hear about Sunflower State to begin with?
Yeah, so I was a senior in
Same
high
year
school.
that you won, right?
So yeah, senior year I won, senior in high school. This was, I think, after we won like the regionals. I was sitting on the couch, and I was like an off day, lazy day, and then I got a call from like Grant Peters, who played with you guys, and I think this is when you guys were in the NPSL, and you guys were going to Oklahoma, and he was like, we need a player. Like, I think we have like 13, 14 players, but we need like one more, and like, do you want to like play? And this was the first time I heard about Sunflower, and I was like, play? Sure. If there's an opportunity to play, I'll go. So I like sent over all my like IDs and everything so I could play to you, and then drove down to Oklahoma to play, and then I spent the rest of the 4 years with Sunflower.
With Sunflower State, we moved to USL League 2. What was it? Did you notice any difference in the style of play, like, or with the speed of play with that jump from NPSL to USL League 2?
Yeah, definitely. I think they're both great like leagues, great summer leagues to kind of propel your game. But yeah, I'd say the speed of play, the physicality for USL 2, and something I noticed is when Sunflower went to USL 2, like more people were bought in on the team, and it was just more of a professional environment, and that's a testament to like the coaching staff, the owners, and everything, that they put in a ton of work.
What is one thing that you'll take with you for the rest of your life from Sunflower State that you wouldn't have necessarily expected?
Yeah. One thing I take away is just to play the game with joy. Yeah. Every single time in the summer, it was probably one of the better times I've ever like had playing soccer. Like with a bunch of my friends, a bunch of like my childhood friends, just playing there, having fun. Obviously, there's pressure to go out and win, but when you kind of just focus on having fun and being joyful out there, and there's not much pressure, and you just go out there and express yourself and have freedom, and that's something that Nick allowed me to do, which I'm super grateful for. He just allowed me to be myself and go out there, and it's probably one of the things I take away is to go out there and have fun and express yourself.
So Sunflower has gone through a lot of growth in the last couple of years. Obviously, the USL League 2 was a big jump up for us.
Yeah.
What's something that you hope for the club in the years future, or if any advice for some of the players that are still playing for them?
Yeah, first off, like the growth has been amazing. So like with this trajectory, like who knows where Sunflower will end up, like how like big they can become.
Any advice for the players coming through?
Yeah, I'll like reiterate this, but the staff and the ownership, they sacrifice a lot. I remember I was on a road trip with Nick, and he was like, the one thing I really want is I don't want like the fame or everything. I just want to see like the players that I like push through the pathway. I just want their jerseys like hanging up. So that's amazing to see. So yeah, just just be grateful for the sacrifices they make, and just go out there and work hard, have fun.
Well, I appreciate you coming out here, Cooper.
Yeah.
And thank you to Jody and Tony for letting us use the bike stop. But yeah, no, I'm really grateful for you for taking the time out of your day just to come and do this interview. And
We thank all of you tuning back in here to watch the second half of Sunflower Sunday between your Sunflower State FC and FC Wichita. We are still waiting on the visitors to rejoin us on the pitch for this second half, as the sun has gone back into hiding here and we have some sprinkles on the field. But as soon as we get 22 players and 3 officials ready to start this second half, we will bring this action here, as Sunflower still leads 1-0 over FC Wichita, looking to get their first win of the season under their belts. But stay tuned here. We'll be back to you for the second half as soon as we have everyone on the pitch and we're able to carry on. All right, and welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, for this second half action here in the WPSL Heartland Division between Sunflower State FC and FC Wichita. It is your home Sunflower State FC, who leads 1-0 thanks to a goal in the 15th minute from Delfina Zalesio, who had made her way forward, and an attempted slid pass through from Genevieve Hull was deflected off of a couple of MNU defenders and ended up falling to the feet of Zalesio, who made absolutely no mistake and just curled that ball with her right foot into the back post to put the Sunnies up 1-0 early. And since then, you have to say it's been mostly one-way traffic with Sunflower out on the front foot. They've had a couple of opportunities here where shots have been blocked from the top of the box, or an opportunity to shoot existed for a half second, and by the time they pulled the trigger or went to shoot, the opportunity had just closed. But you would definitely say for the latter 30 minutes of that first half that it always looked like Sunflower was the most likely team to score the next goal. And we'll see if the Sunnies can come out for the second half with that same mentality and look to get that second goal and give themselves an opportunity to control and see this game out, as they did just come off of a heated battle last night against Oklahoma City. As we do get underway here for this second half action, and Sunflower will be going right to left on your screens in their changed white and blues. It's FC Wichita, the visitors, and the all reds, as Tata picks up the ball in the midfield, tries to pick out Luna Etienne, but just behind the MNU midfielder, who's slotting in at left wing back here this evening for Sunflower. And it'll be Ozaki here who takes the ball away, combines well with Tata. Ozaki with pressure from behind will get the feet to the goal scorer, Delfina Zalesio. And now Hannah McFarlane helps it on to Amelia Zalesio, who finds Lilja Lidstrom. Lidstrom able to keep possession, and now Wardlaw picks up the ball here with room to run forward and white jerseys in front of her. Wardlaw comes forward here looking for that run, goes out all the way wide to Natalie Jones, but puts too much on that for Jones, the UT Tyler attacker, who is taking up that right wing back spot in Coach Jose Ramos' system. You see a lot of the attack come from these wide sides here, with Etienne and Jones able to bomb forward, as Luna Etienne does nicely to take the ball off of Andrade and tries to play in a cross that doesn't have the contact. It's clean as the MNU forward would have liked. And it'll be a goal kick here for FC Wichita to restart. All the way out here to Soro, the youngster who had a great first half. She combines well, but it'll be intercepted here by Lidstrom, who steps forward nicely. And Zalesio slips into Tata. Tata, quick feet, keeps it as far as Wardlaw, who finds Lilja Lidstrom. Lidstrom, right-footed, ball in, almost able to get over the top there to find Ozaki, but Jules Wardlaw will bring it down for Sunflower. Lidstrom looking for options, tries to play in Tata, but it's turned away nicely by Putter. And Zalesio will come forward here. Out to Natalie Jones. Can she keep it in? Jones's right-footed cross rides the line and will go off of the outside of the post for a goal kick. And another opportunity there for Sunflower on those wings, with the wingback system really bearing fruit here so far for the Sunnies today. But an opportunity here for FC Wichita to go long, and it's going to be Sydney Hansen who tries to come away there, but the referee spotted a shove that helped the Johnson County Community College forward and coming out of that battle victorious. And Sunflower will put the ball back in play here with Zalesio looking for options in front. She'll find Akaya Day in time and space. Day thinks about going long a couple times, and now eventually will fire a ball in here looking for the run of Hole, but too much air and distance under that for Genevieve Hole out of UMKC to track down for Sunflower. Now Soro on the ball here. Putter. Coming forward here, combines well, and eventually sprays it all the way out here to Mariana Andrade. Andrade finds Hansen. Hansen able to get past Day. Looks up for options here. Hansen's early ball into box is taken down, and a little bit of contact there with Darby Howard, but I think there was as much contact in that from a Sunflower body as her own teammate. And now Zalesio will come forward here. The goal scorer looks for the run of Hole, but asking too much of her forward partner, and it's sent into the umbrella-laden stands as the rain has returned here in Olathe, Kansas. Lidstrom and Wardlaw combine nicely here, and now Tata picks up the ball. Tata pirouettes and returns it to Wardlaw. Wardlaw, good feet, gets it out to Jones. Delphina Zalesio slips through Jones and her sister here. Now Jones picks up the ball, finds Wardlaw at the top of the box. Wardlaw tries to take that first time, but looked to be caught in between two minds as to whether or not she wanted to hit that first time or try to bring it under control, and in the end just kind of bounces off of the foot of the Washburn midfielder and goes out for a goal kick that's back underway here with Soro. Zalesio restarts again for Sunflower as another turnover here in the midfield. And Day able to get forward, takes a shove in the back, but no call from the referees. Now FC Wichita will look to benefit and come forward here. Now taken down is Amina Rios by Amelia Zalesio. But just a free kick, as now the sky is really opened up and is coming down out there. Andrade out wide, tackled by Luna Etienne. Etienne able to keep this in. Etienne goes past one, has options in front of her with Zalesio, finds Zalesio, who goes to return the pass here to Luna Etienne, but nice defending from Hansen, but Ozaki picks it up for Sunflower. And Cannon Ozaki gets it back to Lidstrom. Lidstrom switches fields to Amelia Zalesio, who has options out on the right-hand side, with Jones out wide of her. Goes inside looking for the feet of her sister, and it'll be turned away by Maddie Spires, the Fort Hays State Tiger for FC Wichita. And now Sunflower look to break again with Natalie Jones in possession out on the outside. And it'll be hoofed forward. Darby Howard will try to give chase for FC Wichita, but it'll be a Sunflower throw-in once again. Hole absorbs the contact and finds the feet of Warlaw, who's on the ball again. Warlaw finds Zalesio. Zalesio tries to cut in past Angelina Gomez, who does really well, the Fort Hays State defender there, to get possession back for FC Wichita, who now look to send Amina Rios long, but McFarland and Lilja Lidstrom are always wise to that. And Zalesio looks for options, finds Tata Teixeira in space. Tata turns, drives at the defense, looks to slip through Etienne, but not enough pace on there. But Tata will pick that back up. And Reese attempts here to play it to Zalesio. And Wardlaw will pick it up here. It's all Sunflower here as they're getting on the end of every second ball. And FC Wichita is just struggling to get out of the pressure here as they turn it over once again in the midfield. Jules Wardlaw's ball almost able to find Genevieve Hole. Now Wardlaw and Rios battle. Rios comes out ahead. Rios able to get past one, looking for the run of Sydney Hansen on his right-hand side. Now Sydney Hansen closed down by Akaya Day. Hansen's shot deflected by the Mid-American Nazarene defender, and it'll take all of the sting out of that, fortunately, for Hannah McFarland in goal. What you saw an opportunity there is Jamina Rios, the high school phenom for FC Wichita, just 14 years of age. And you saw the talent there as she was able to just powerfully drive through the midfield there past 1, 2, 3 Sunflower players and eventually unleash Sydney Hansen down the right-hand side, who got a shot off, but equally great defending by Akaya Day there to take all the sting out of that, as Day now finds herself on the ball and finds Tata, who helps it on to Zalesio. Great bit of combination there from Zalesio's sisters, and Ozaki almost puts them through on goal here, and FC Wichita will stab it back to let Sunflower regain possession, shape, and try it again as we just crossed 10 minutes played here in the second half. Still a 1-0 advantage for Sunflower as Tata on the ball here, turning, finds the feet of Zalesio. Zalesio coming forward, looking for options. Gonna take it herself here. Delphina Zalesio, left-footed strike into the side netting as she had just wrong-footed Hadley Ostrander in goal, who was ready for that shot across the face to the back post, and Zalesio decided to try and just go high at the near post and catch her out, and unfortunately, from a Sunflower perspective, just doesn't get the correct contact, and it hits side netting instead. But a great foray forward there from the goal scorer as she tries to earn herself a brace here in the rainy Sunday evening at Pioneer Field. And Sunflower will force another turnover here as FC Wichita has just been unable to connect the defense to the midfield. And Hull does well to keep the ball. Genevieve on the ball again. Thinks about a right-footed strike from distance. Cuts back, takes the left-footed strike from distance, but into the waiting arms of Hadley Ostrander in goal for FC Wichita. Long ball, won by Jules Wardlaw. And Sunflower will immediately regain possession once again. And you have to give immense credit to the players on the pitch, the coaches' instructions today, as you can see a clear intention from Sunflower to press high up, to force mistakes, to try to win duels, to try and win second balls, and they're doing that here at an incredibly high level and winning almost every second ball. The counter press is winning the ball back immediately. He's a great bit of play there. He's going to slip through to Wardlaw. Wardlaw able to get past one. Wardlaw one-on-one left shot. He's going to go to the right, back in the back of the net there. And Jules Wardlaw doubles Sunflower's advantage here to put the Sunnies up 2-0 over FC Wichita. Jules Wardlaw on the goal for her first of the season for the midfield starlet out of Washburn University. Jules Wardlaw is slid through there by Zalesio with a great outside touch, and it makes no mistake as she skips past the challenge of Angelina Gomez and finds herself one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and just powerful right-footed shot slotted into the back post, puts Sunflower up 2-0 and puts them in the driver's seat with about 32 minutes remaining in this game to see if they can get onto the board here with their first not only points of the season, but their first victory here as well. And FC Wichita restarts here, tries to get it out to Sydney Hansen, but Sunflower will regain possession here and see if they can come forward here with that same level of lethality here and find a third that would certainly put this game away. This ball comes forward here, almost breaks to the feet. Now the shot just goes wide from a hole as Sunflower had gotten through with Delfina Zalesio on the right-hand side, and the ball breaks just in front of the penalty spot to Genevieve Hull, whose snapshot goes wide of the goal, and a great opportunity there to try and find that third and what has to be a decisive goal for Sunflower here goes beckoning. But you love to see from Sunflower that despite doubling their lead, the game plan, the intensity, none of it has changed, none of it has dropped. And despite playing a full game against great competition last night, Sunflower is still giving everything they've got here as they win the ball here in the midfield again. Just able to get a touch on that is Lesio and finds Etienne. Tata turns away from trouble and keeps the ball for Sunflower. Now Zalesio combines with her sister, Miliana, back to Delfina. Sunflower will win possession back once again here with Lilja Lidstrom, who finds Natalie Jones out on the side. Natalie Jones tries to fire that into hole, but too much pepper on that one for the UMKC forward to deal with. And it'll be a goal kick for FC Wichita in the 60th minute. Nice play from Soro. She drives into space here, looking for options, and it'll be almost turned over by Jones, but FC Wichita, Tim Burley takes it back, and now Tata coming forward here with options in front. Tata's strike from distance is always going wide, but you see the confident hit there from the MNU maestro as she scored a wonderful long-range effort last night in Sunflower's 3-2 defeat against Oklahoma City FC. Took a short corner and Tata turned past two players and just unleashed an unstoppable right-footed strike into the back post into the top corner. Sunflower tries to combine on that far side, but the ball had left the pitch. It looks like it'll be Lilja Lidstrom, who heads to the sideline for her first breather of the second half, to be replaced by Momoka Kinoshita. As Tata does well to win the ball back here for Sunflower. Comes forward here, rides the tackle of one, has a runner on the outside here in Ozaki. Cannon Ozaki on the ball. Gets it to Tata. Tata looking for options. Step over. Goes outside. Right-footed cross to the back post. Hit back in by Etienne, but it's going to be collected there by Hadley Ostrander in her 6-yard box. Is not quite enough loft or pace from Etienne, who tried to send that ball back where it came from, but a bit of an awkward height there for the MNU midfielder to try and get enough pace and direction on that ball. But this will fall nicely for FC Wichita. And Sydney Hansen has a chance to run at the defense here, but long touch, but she's still going to keep it here. Hansen tries to cut back onto her right foot as the space opened up for maybe a left-footed shot there, but as Hansen tried to cut it back onto her dominant foot, just gave Kaya Day an opportunity to get across and send it out for a throw-in instead, as FC Wichita had a good opportunity there to break forward. Soto, in a battle with Etienne, will lose out. Sunflower will come away with a throw-in here. Yoshida finds Tata. Tata able to turn. And there's space on the right-hand side here as Zalesio looks up and decides to keep the ball herself here. Now we'll play it forward to Delfina Zalesio. Delfina looking for runners. We'll go long here to the outside, looking for the run of Natalie Jones, who's in tons of space. And the referee's flag goes up for offside here, as Jones thought she had found herself in acres and acres of space, but gone just a fraction of a second too soon did the UT Tyler wingback. Here's Ostrander. Good feet by Putter, able to get it out to Soro. Soro hits it forward here, looking for the run of Kirshen, who's going to get onto this one. Kirshen one-on-one with Day out on the right-hand side. Slips through looking for the run of Jordan, but just in front of the Northwest Missouri State forward. And now Sunflower has a chance to break here with Tata. Tata finds Ozaki. Cannon Ozaki looking for options. Slides through here looking for the run of Hull in a race with the goalkeeper, who's going to get there first and sends a cross out that will find the feet of a player. And she's fouled, but the referee has not quite seen that the flag is up for offside here on the near side. So it'll actually be a Sunflower free kick. Now the referees have communicated. The yellow card has been issued. Not quite sure who was yellow carded. It appeared to be given in the direction of Tata. And confirmation coming from the fourth official that it was indeed the Sunflower captain who was placed into the book. As great run forward here by Jones. Jones looks up, goes back, and just in front of Ozaki, but it'll be kept here by Wardlaw, whose touch lets her down. And another good opportunity goes beckoning there for Sunflower, but another powerful run forward there by Natalie Jones on that right-hand side, able to look up and spot Ozaki in tons of space, but the forward had continued moving forward as it looked like Jones thought she was going to stay put for a pullback. Now Sunflower loses it out here to Soro, who does well, tries to find the run of Sydney Hansen here, but a battle with Etienne, and Etienne will come out the winner. Now Zalesio combines with Day, who finds McFarland. Alessio, a little heavy touch there. And now it'll be Kirshen here who breaks into some space, attempted to spray it out wide, but a good bit of defensive intervention from Emiliano Zalesio. Now Delfina picks up the ball. Zalesio plays forward here, a run of Genevieve Hull. Hull in a foot race with Andrade. Andrade able to get back, but Hull does well to cut inside. Cuts back onto the left. Genevieve Hull, left-footed shot. Goal! Genevieve Hull. The UMKC forward does brilliantly to get not only on the end of that ball, but to shield off her defender, cuts back to the right foot. That space wasn't there, goes back to the left foot, and just unleashes a powerful, thunderous strike into the near post that Abby McCullough, the substitute goalkeeper, could do nothing about. And Sunflower finds themselves on a 3-0 advantage here, 68 minutes played, and they are in a golden opportunity here to pick up their important first win of the season and begin to set the tone for the second half of this season, as they've played 3 of their 4 games against the top 2 teams in the division to start the season, and you would expect that schedule load to ease up a bit as most of their games are against the lower half of the table to remain. So a wonderful opportunity here for Sunflower to really make a statement of intent, and it all starts with doing the job today, and you can't ask for much more than a 3-0 advantage less than 70 minutes into the game. You have to give credit on that goal as well to Delfina Zalesio, who now finds herself with a goal and an assist to her name in the stat sheet. And the young UMKC midfielder has really put her stamp on the game. You had, as this free kick is floated in, it'll get to the back post here with Kinoshita, who does well to force FC Wichita out of the box here. Kinoshita, smart to not foul, and does well enough here that Etienne is going to come away with the ball and find the feet of Tata Teixeira, who looks up and has Zalesio in space, who doesn't quite know that a player is right behind her, and Akaya Day does nicely to absorb contact from Kirshen and keep the ball. And now Amelia Zalesio will go wide here, looking for another run forward from Natalie Jones. Jones in space, has options in the box. Ball played in. It skips off the turf and cannons off of the chest of McCullough, but she's able to recover just in front of Cannon Ozaki. And now Delfina Zalesio wins ball back again in the midfield for Sunflower. Zalesio having a player of the match type performance for Sunflower, is now Ozaki almost slipped in there by Wardlaw. Jones combines with Amelia Zalesio. Her ball in is punched out by McCullough, only as far as Cannon Ozaki, who's pulled down in the box. And the referee points the other way, and now a shot's going to cannon off the back of Angelina Gomez, who didn't know a ton about that shot coming in, so hopefully she's okay. And the referee will book Emiliana Zalesio for shooting the ball after the whistle. You have to think that's a play that doesn't earn a yellow card if it doesn't unfortunately cannon off of Gomez's shoulder or head area, but fortunately it looks like the Fort Hays State Tiger is okay. Now a second yellow card will be shown to Zalesio, and she will be sent packing here, as she was still in the referee's ear about the booking she had received for hitting that ball late. And just a moment for the youngster that you'll look back on and learn from, that you made a silly, it's tough to even call it a mistake, of kicking that ball away after the whistle had gone, where you probably aren't seeing any punishment or anything happen if it doesn't unfortunately hit Gomez. But once that happens, you've just got to take the yellow card. You're up 3-0 with 20 minutes left, and Zalesio just kept talking to the referee, who eventually had reached his limit and pulled the second yellow card out, and that'll now be 20 minutes here for Sunflower to play a player down to see out this 3-0 win. And of course, it will mean Zalesio will miss the return leg on Wednesday down in Wichita. And she has been a starter at that right center back position, the far right defender, and the 3 center backs that Coach Ramos deploys. And it'll be an adjustment for him to find out who is going to play all of those minutes now on Wednesday with an important player out of the team. But focus on the job at hand here, as they still have 20 minutes to see this out, and it just takes one fluky action for FC Wichita to get something back and give themselves belief and confidence that they can take something out of this game. So important for Sunflower to keep their nerve here, as they'll make a few substitutions, including sending Hannah McFarlane, the starting goalkeeper, over to the bench, and Avery Young will get a chance to command in between the sticks for Sunflower. Avery, the starting goalkeeper for Johnson County Community College, will be tasked with trying to keep her teammate, Sydney Hansen, from putting FC Wichita on the score sheet. The referees conference here on the far side as we wait to restart the game following the sending off for Amelia Zalesio after 2 bookings in quick succession. It looks like the referees have sorted everything out here and are ready to let us continue, as it will be Sunflower playing with 10 for the remaining 15 minutes, plus what is sure to be a decent amount of stoppage time now with the red card and subsequent stoppage. As Arnaud finds Ozaki. Mitchell played forward here looking for the run of Torres, but it's only going to find Mendoza. Mendoza able to get it through to Rios. Rios combines with Kirshen, and now taken off of them by Alexis Mitchell. Sunflower midfielder now looking to spring forward herself. Plays in Ozaki, who looks to slot in Lara Torres, but her attempted pass is behind the on-rushing wingback, as Jules Wardlaw will head to catch a breather. She'll be replaced by Lilja Lidstrom for more solidity at the back there, as Sunflower did lose a center back with a sending off. Foul whistled on Torres on the far side. Now Mackenzie Jordan enters the game for FC Wichita instead of Sydney Hansen, who will put the penny on. Mackenzie Jordan, who plays collegiately at Northwest Missouri State. There's a ball played forward there looking for Rios, but Sunflower does well to apply pressure here, and Kanan Ozaki will win possession back for Sunflower. And now under pressure is Young, who does well, but Day's only able to stab it out as far as an FC Wichita player. And now Soro on the ball, pressured by Hull, gets it out to Andrade. Andrade under pressure from Lallman, who's come on for Sunflower and looks to have taken up that right wingback spot. As now Laura Torres does well to take the ball off of a defender, plays a first-time ball and looking for the run of Genevieve Hull, who almost is able to get there in front of McCullough in goal. But Sunflower will pick up the second ball here, and now it's going to be Ozaki here with space out on the right-hand side. Cuts in, left-footed shot, but not enough venom there for the Sunflower striker to really trouble Abby McCullough in goal. As her attempted cross skids a little bit off of the outside of her boot and will be a Sunflower throw. Lallman leaves it a little short for Kinoshita, as the forward not used to probably taking too many throw-ins in her day. And Charlie Kirshen, the Bishop Carroll High School star, will head over to the sideline. Kirshen will be replaced by Hansen, who took a short break over, as now the referees will confer once again. Which they'll make another change here while we're stopped, as Marianne Soro heads over to the bench. Wichita with Rios on the ball. Rios' ball back is closed down by Hull. Is on Helena Gomez had come on, and good pressure there by Mitchell in midfield, takes the ball off of Rios, and now Torres finds Lidstrom. Lidstrom and Torres combine out to Akaya Day, who's under some pressure. Okay, Day almost has it taken off of her by Darby Howard, but fortunately a teammate there to help her out, and that ball actually deflected off of an FC Wichita player and will be a Sunflower throw-in on the far side with 10 minutes left to play in regulation here. Sunflower still out to a 3-0 lead over FC Wichita, as the Sunnies look to pick up their first victory of this 2026 WPSL season. Lidstrom goes all the way back to Young. Avery Young finds Akaya Day. And Sunflower does well under pressure here to build out with Laura Torres on the ball in space. Torres tries to go for the big switch here, but it's in between Arnaud and Lallman. But now Lallman cuts that out, picks up the ball here. Lallman into Arnaud, who's under pressure here, and plays it forward here for Lallman, who's a willing runner. Lallman tries to skip past one, but it'll deflect off the back leg there of Mariana Andrade and go out for another Sunflower throw-in deep in FC Wichita possession, as the throw-in's taken quickly here. Arnaud with possession just outside the box. Left-footed cross comes in low. All the way to the penalty spot, finds Mitchell, who turns and lets it run. Mitchell back to Torres' snapshot, but the ball was a little too close to her by the time she finally was able to make contact there, and just ends up putting a backspin-laden effort over the crossbar, as Sunflower had another good opportunity there as a halfway decent chance to add another goal. And Sunflower will immediately apply that pressure once again in the midfield. And it's a great effort by Hansen on this near side, who was surrounded by white Sunflower jerseys, but still managed to win her team a throw-in. Now our nose stabs it away. It's picked up by Hull. Hull holds off the challenge from Soto. And now, as her touch goes a little too far away from her, and the referee will issue a yellow card to London Soto, the Southern Illinois midfielder. Soto will join Howard in the book for FC Wichita. Right-footed effort comes in. It's settled by Ozaki. Ozaki goes back to the top of the box here with Ballman, whose left-footed effort looked to be a bit of a hybrid effort from distance, as well as maybe trying to pick out that late run of Alexis Mitchell. But in the end, it was picked up by the substitute goalkeeper, McCullough, who gets it forward here. And FC Wichita does well to come out of possession here with Hutter, who goes forward here. The ball almost breaks to Darby Howard, but fortunately for Sunflower, Kinoshita, in her path back, was able to pick that up and play Avery Young back in goal. And now the ball finds Lallman out wide. Maddie Lallman combines with Lilja Lidstrom, who does well to beat one. Now, ball over the top here, looking for another run from Hull. Hull and Lallman have been all over the pitch, covering acres of space on this left-hand side and just chasing everything with reckless abandon. The throw-in comes in to Ozaki, able to get it down to Lallman. Lallman tries to play a left-footed ball into the box, but took some contact as she was releasing that, and ended up being a tame effort for McCullough to collect for FC Wichita. As Torres picks up that loose ball, hits it forward, but nice job by London Soto to bring that under control. And Regina Mendoza, the Bethel College product, tries to get FC Wichita started on the counter there, but her ball will go out for a throw-in. And now whistle goes for a free kick for Sunflower. There's a couple of bodies between both teams were pinballing off of each other there, and the referee felt that the Sunflower player was the most hindered. Sunflower will look to play this in. Day's ball floated in, has runners, but it's headed out by Paige Putter for FC Wichita. Picked up in the box here, cut back, left-footed strike, saved at the near post by McCullough, who had just gotten wrong-footed. I think she was ready to go across her goal, expecting that shot to go back post, but the left-footed snapshot had gone to her near side, and a great reaction there from the young goalkeeper to snap back in and push that out for a corner, as Genevieve Hull will take her timeout to take this Sunflower corner as the clock hits 85 minutes and 30 seconds played. Hull with bodies gathered at the near post, plays it in. Mitchell's header at the back post goes in into the top corner of the goal, and Alexis Mitchell gets a fourth for Sunflower here in the 86th minute off of the corner kick. A wonderful ball from Genevieve Hull is just floated all the way over everyone who had gathered and congregated at that front post, and it finds Alexis Mitchell, who still has a ton to do about 15 yards out from goal, but her header lofts and loops right over Abby McCullough in goal and nestles into that top corner to put Sunflower up 4-0 with 4 minutes remaining in regulation, and what will surely give the Sunnies their first victory of the season, and what will be a huge stepping stone here for what this team hopes to do in the second half of the season. And they have a great opportunity here, as we talked about pregame, with back-to-back games against FC Wichita, who has also not had the start they would like to the season, to try and make a statement of intent to turn this thing around. And it's hard to find a better statement than 4-0 up with still time to play at home here against a team that is also desperate to save their season. So you cannot give enough accommodation to this team, especially when you consider the fact that they just played a game last night against really good competition. It was a very hard-fought game. Again, a heartbreaking loss after an 87th minute goal for Oklahoma City to steal that one at the death. And the grit and resilience shown by the Sunnies today to show up here and go again and put on a great performance after what was their best performance of the season last night, and now to one-up themselves tonight, says a ton about this group, as they will win another throw in here, still applying pressure high up the pitch, still trying to force a mistake, even 4 goals up in the 88th minute. It's a great, great sign for Sunflower here, what we're seeing tonight. Arnaud battles with Hansen, who comes out on top. Hansen now tries to play that slip pass into Rios, but a good bit of play there from Lara Torres, who had tucked inside from that wing-back position to help cover. Now, Hamina Arnaud does well to show some calmness under pressure and gets the ball back to Avery Young in goal. Day will find Torres, whose first touch lets her down. But Torres wriggles in between a few and able to spin out here and finds Ozaki here, who has Hull making a run on the outside here, but always wise to that was Angelina Gomez. And now a deflected cross from the goalkeeper here is going to hit the head of Genevieve Hull, and her effort is bundled out by the goalkeeper as both of them just watch that ball drop, hoping that they would be the fortuitous one to get the final touch. And it is Abby McCullough who does just enough to turn that out for another corner kick here, as Sunflower will trot up, having just scored from this exact corner. We'll see if Hull floats this to the back post again, or if they change up the delivery. Hull, ball driven into the back post, but unable to find that late run from Alexis Mitchell again, who just got on the end of one of those to put Sunflower up 4-0, but that time the delayed run couldn't get on the end, but it was another good ball in from Hull with that low driven cross to the back post, as most of the runners take the attention towards the front post. Ball in finds the chest of Hull, who does well to get past one, rides the tackle, but nice bit of defending there. But it's going to be turned over to Arnaud. Arnaud gets past one, tries to get past two. Hamina Arnaud just taken off of it at the last second, but keeps battling. And it'll be Alexis Mitchell who picks up the ball here for Sunflower in the midfield. Torres finds Ozaki. Ozaki combines nicely as Lara Torres cuts in. Torres now on the left foot has a strike, but off-footed shot was always going to be a comfortable save there for McCullough, who goes quickly long, and the referee will blow the whistle for full time here at Mid-American Nazarene, as your Sunflower State Sunnies take this contest 4-0 over FC Wichita to get the first points on the board for the Sunflower ladies, who find themselves off of the schneid and now with an opportunity to try to put some momentum together, as this is the first of a 2-game series between Sunflower and FC Wichita. The next game will be down in Wichita on Wednesday. If you want to tune in, that game will be available over on FC Wichita's streaming services. Sunflower will be in action again here at home next up on Saturday, June 13th, as the women will take on Side FC Tulsa back at Pembroke Hill at 4 p.m. if you want to tune in right here on the Sunflower YouTube. The men will next be in action next weekend, also on the 13th, down in St. Louis, taking on the Ambush as they look to get revenge from the opening loss. And the men coming off a huge 3-2 win over Springfield yesterday. So it's been an incredible weekend here of Sunflower Soccer as the women get back-to-back great performances in a 3-2 defeat to Oklahoma City, and then they come back out here today on Sunday and follow that up with an impressive 4-0 win over FC Wichita, and now they have some real confidence and momentum to go down Wichita way on Wednesday and try to make this a streak of games where they're not just getting performances, but they're getting results. So we thank you guys for tuning in here on this Sunflower Soccer Sunday. This has been Tyler Kalmus as the call on always. As we said, we'll see you guys here on the Sunflower stream next Saturday, June 13th at 4 p.m. against Side FC. But until then, we thank you for tuning in, and as always, up the Sunnies.